So they introduced all of the Hall of Famers. No Howard Finkel. Angle got his own entrance, and everybody told him he sucked, which is a tribute, I guess, now to Kurt Angle. And there you go. We had Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag titles. Match is about to start when the New Day comes out, and the fans immediately start chanting, delete, delete, delete.
Oh, yeah. So I got to say this one story, because I think the people will appreciate this story. So the Hardys did not go to the building at all until, like, really late. Because I know people at the Wyndham Hotel, I think it's Wyndham Hotel, but whatever hotel the Hardys were at. And they got, while WrestleMania is going on, they show up at the hotel, and Jeff is just, he's beat up from last night. I mean, you wouldn't have known it from watching this match, because they were, everybody worked their ass off, and Jeff did his stunts like he always does. But Jeff was hurting really bad, and he just talking to people in the lobby and just goes, I got to go up to my room and get some sleep. I'm beat up. And then he went to the building.
That's awesome. Yeah, these crazy fools did 2 ladder matches within a 24-hour period.
Yeah, well, this one, I mean, and they did stuff in this one too. But this one
like at the very end with Jeff, who's all beat up, doing that dive, the swanton off this giant ladder that's like 300 feet tall. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, he's going to do one of those. He's got to. But they didn't, it's not like they tried to replicate what they did the night before. I mean, this was, they sold a lot, and they stayed out of the picture a lot. And, even though they were obviously the focal point of the match. And the fans decided that, the fans know the gimmick. They were chanting like Brother Nero and things, even though they were Matt and Jeff Hardy. They were not, Broken Matt.
They were the Hardy Boys with the old Hardy Boys music from late 90s, early 2000s. The
people went crazy, and my impression is that this was by far the biggest reaction to anything on the entire show.
That's exactly what I heard. Like, people gone to the concession stands, and they heard the music, and they rushed back to their seats. People said it was the loudest reaction of anything all night long. It was crazy. So the place goes nuts when they're announced. They come out. Everyone's chanting, delete, delete, delete. Welcome back. They had about 1,000.
They were chanting, this is awesome, before the frickin' match started.
It was awesome. For once, they were right. About 1,000 ladders at ringside. They did a big train wreck spot. Sheamus tried to climb, but Gallows cut him off. Enzo tipped the ladder over and necked him on the top rope. Finally, everybody hits a big move. Sheamus and Cesaro end up laid out on a ladder bridge outside. Matt gives Anderson a twist of fate off the ladder, and then Jeff climbs up onto this ladder. It's so tall. It's so wobbly. It's so rickety. I'm like, there's no way. Like, he can't even move. This ladder's going to tip over. He's going to die. But he just leans and falls off the thing, and he actually missed Sheamus's ladder, and he smashed through Cesaro and landed on his head. And then Sheamus fell off the ladder and landed on another ladder.
Yeah. The double ladder thing, yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. And then Matt climbed up, grabbed the belts. Everybody goes absolutely crazy. This was your definition of a WrestleMania moment. It was awesome.
Absolutely. And, as soon as they came out, I remember, like I talked about, I thought, you know what? They probably should put Enzo and Cass over. But as soon as the Hardys came out, it was like, if these guys don't win, I'm going to be giving a speech, because it's like there was no way anybody else should have won this match. And then, and they did. They won. And it was, it couldn't have been a better return. They came off like superstars. I kind of, in a sense, wish that they were on SmackDown, but this will have to do, because the SmackDown, number one, I think that the Hardys could, with John Cena leaving, I think that putting the Hardys on the SmackDown brand will help their live attendance right now, because they're a hot act. And also that SmackDown tag team division is the one that, because the Raw tag team division, Anderson and Gallows are a good team. Sheamus and Cesaro are good. The New Day are really popular and everything like that. And Enzo and Cass are Enzo and Cass. And I mean, they're super popular, And on that SmackDown side, you've got all those teams where there's just nothing happening. There's all those nothing happening teams, and then there's Jordan and Gable, who are so flat, and the Usos that are, look at how the Usos were tonight. And Jordan and Gable, too, for that matter. They're in that Battle Royal, and they're freaking just guys in the Battle Royal. They might as well have been, they were slightly above Connor and Victor, and they were slightly above with Slater and Rhino, and they were slightly above what the Vaudevillains and Tyler Breeze and Fandango, but the entire SmackDown tag team division just, they look like nothing in this Raw tag team division. They were in the highlight match of the whole show.